Hello and welcome. This is David Cameron Gikandi, and I am very happy to have you here watching this video. Now, I want to quickly tell you about this book called A Happy Pocket Full of Money. It has captured the hearts of a lot of people all over the world. It's been around for about 11 years now, and I want to quickly tell you the benefits of looking at this book. The main benefit in my mind, and from what other readers have said, is that number one, you're going to really start to appreciate and understand how life works, how the reality that we live in is comes about, and what your role in it is. This book really does go deep into the understanding of how do we create our reality, how does it come about, and we don't just look at it from wishful thinking point of view. We also look at it from the point of view of science, such as quantum physics, but we look at it in a simplistic way that everyone can understand. The second benefit of having read this book or reading this book is that you're really going to start appreciating yourself. You're going to start looking at life very positively, and you're going to actually fall in love with life. A lot of people who read this book just say, look, I just love life right now. Life is just amazing. Yeah, so that point of view whereby you just feel great about yourself and about life and everything is something that you can expect to get from this book. And the third major benefit from reading this book is that you will start to have a more expanded life with more abundance. You're still going to have challenges for sure. It's not like the challenges are ever going to disappear completely, but the suffering will diminish, and for some even disappear. So you'll generally have more abundance and happiness in your life. Those are the three main benefits. There are many others, such as great relationships and so on, but just so that you don't, I'm not asking you to believe what I'm saying. I want to show you some evidence that this is so. This is a screen capture from one page on Amazon.com, and we have lots and lots of reviews on other websites such as Barnes & Noble and HappyPocket.com and so on. I just want to show you a few. As you can see, it scores very well. People really love this book. Absolutely love this book. This is a second screenshot. I hope you can notice that the screen did change. Again from Amazon.com, but an updated edition of the same book. And as you can see, once again, people say words such as best book on wealth attraction. And I must say, this book is not just about wealth. It's about life, love, spirit, and so on. So although it's called A Happy Pocket Full of Money, it's not just about money. I hope you get that. Okay. Now, this book has 22 chapters, and I'd like to quickly tell you what each one of them does. We won't spend a lot of time because I know your time is valuable, so I just want to introduce you to the concepts. The very first chapter, of course, talks about money, because a lot of us, for lack of a better word, think money is so much greater than we are, and we chase after it and so on. And this first chapter starts to let you understand that that's just an illusion. Money is not actually something separate from you or that comes to you from an external source. In fact, money is an illusion, and it's a shadow of something else. What something else is that? So we start to wake up to that idea. Then we move on to the second chapter, which is about quantum physics. Now, don't be afraid. We're not going to get technical. Even if you hate physics and math, you're going to get this. This is very easily put together. But the point of this chapter is that it helps you to know what you and your world are made of, because once you know that, then you start to begin to know how to make it your way. You start to become a deliberate creator. So the very first thing, the most important thing, is to understand what really is going on behind the scenes. What's going on behind the curtains of life? We look outside and we see trees and people and cars and clouds and skies. What really is going on? I mean, like when you put on a DVD, on your DVD player, a movie, that's a piece of plastic, and you throw it in there into some box, but somehow a story, images, people come on your screen, on your TV screen, real people. But very well that's not what's going on. There's no one in that box, in that TV screen. So this is what quantum physics is going to do. It's going to let us know the secrets behind what we look at when we're looking at our world. And even more surprisingly, how we are very much in control of that, even though we don't think we are. Now, the next chapter is one about time. Now, time seems to be a firm thing that we are under. But strangely enough, just as Albert Einstein said, no matter how persistent the illusion of time is, it's still an illusion. So we look into that. And then we look at the images of mind, which are the blueprints of life. In other words, what you see in your mind and what you feel in your heart is what determines what's going to happen next in your life. Maybe not specifically the picture that you saw in your mind, but the essence of that picture is what's going to manifest next in your life. So, just the same way people say, oh, you visualize your goals. It's not just your goals that come because you visualize them. It's all of the life. So this chapter looks at how that is happening. So this book is a lot about how something is happening, more so than it is about what you should be doing. Because it's always nice to know, okay, if I need to do X so that I can get result Y, fine. But why should I need to do X? Why is that necessary? How does that process work? Once you understand these things, life becomes easier and you become more powerful. Then the next, in the same vein, thinking and speaking, are also instructions that create a life. So we look at that, and then we look at goals, because in our society we really like to set a goal and make progress towards it. But we look at it very, very deeply now. And I know we're referring to things, like over here we're talking about the roadmap to and in wealth. But in the same way, you can use this book to understand relationships, health, and so on. So it's not just about wealth. This is a very important chapter. It's about being who you are, because being is the first cause. Actions is not the first cause. Everyone thinks, oh, if I do this, I'll get that. Well, no. Actions, if you do this, you will receive that. But what causes the getting is the being. Be, do, have. Be, do, have. So being, the state of being, let's say I am wealth, or I am happy, I am joy, I am, whatever you put after the I am, is what's going to start causing creation of that state. The action is simply a receiving part of creation. So being is a very important part. And like we said, acting is that which receives. So we look at that in detail. The next chapter is about certainty. Certainty is the most powerful force and the antidote to failure. Certainty beats faith by far. And we look at that. Then we look at cause and effect, which is, one of the prime laws of the universe. But in many ways, it's not what you think it is. So this really goes into detail. And then conditions. This is one of my favorite chapters. Conditions. They are fantastic illusions. What do I mean by that? You might think in your life, for example, that there's this condition in my life situation that is preventing me from doing X, Y, Z. But if I go through that condition and come out on the other side, then I'll do X, Y, Z, or something similar to that. Quite often, we fail to realize that we don't have to go through a particular condition. In other words, all roads lead to Rome. But very often we think that we only have one road. And then we think that conditions or challenges even are something that is external to us, that was, and we're a victim to a condition or a victim to a challenge. But when you look at it carefully, you realize you put it there, and there are many roads to Rome. Okay, moving on, we look at success, and this is the secret of success. You can never fail. Failure is just another illusion. Think about this. How are you going to invent something? You're going to try. Every single failure is leading to an evolution and leading to the success. So in the most critical way, the failure itself is a component of success, just the same way that a coin has two sides. So there is no such thing as failure that we should be afraid of. It's something we should embrace. This is very important. Want not. You can desire. Desire is a very good thing. Desire is what moves us forward to grow and evolve. But wanting, the state of neediness, wanting is a state of neediness. So we look at that because very often we are trapped, or we trap ourselves in a state of neediness, of wanting, and that maintains and creates the state of wantingness or needing something for long and long. Okay, and purpose. Why are you here? Very, very important question. Purpose. So we look at that in detail. Chapter 15 covers giving. Giving is what it's all about. This is the universe of giving. If you want something, give that thing first. If you If you, let's say for example, you want to have happiness, share happiness and you'll get happiness. If you want to have wealth, show somebody else how to get something. In other words, the more value you produce or you share, because you're uniquely valuable. There's only one of you and none of us can replicate you. And the more you be who you are and share that, emanate it, radiate who you really are, then you're sharing something that is uniquely valuable and can come only from you. And by giving that, you get what you didn't have. Okay, 16. Gratitude. Gratitude seals the deal. Without an attitude of gratitude, you're not going to get far. And being grateful for everything, every moment, every whatever, is just the most powerful thing you can have. Now, sometimes we think, oh, but why should I be grateful of something that is negative to me or a challenge or whatever? Well, gratitude somehow signifies, and once you start to understand it, that you put it there yourself and it has served its purpose. Even the most negative thing has served a particular purpose. You put it there yourself and you're grateful for it. If you were to live for 2,000 years or 10,000 years and view some of the things you think are so terrible today, you'd see how useful they indeed are in a bigger picture. But anyways, that's what that chapter is about. And then chapter 17 is about consciousness. You experience what you're awake to. So we discuss wakefulness. And then chapter 18 is about the self, the architect of the universe. I'm not talking about your ego, I'm talking about yourself, or your higher self, your greater consciousness. It's just an extension of waking consciousness, just that you're not usually awake to that greater part of who you really are. So we look at that here, because really it is the architect of the universe. And then we move to the greater picture of the self, something larger, call it one. It's all that is. Some people like to call this God or the source or creator, whatever you want to call it. We look at that. And then we go into abundance and we see how you already have it all. We already have it all. It's just that we don't see it. And abundance, or experiencing abundance, is simply waking up to what you already have. It's amazing. You've all heard these stories of, people saying, I just one day, I changed my attitude and miracles started happening. You already have it all. And then we'll go into happiness. Life is joy and joy is life. Very sublime, cool chapter. You're gonna love this one too. And finally we go to the chapter on money. Now the physical print money, because the book said about money, it would be nice to have one chapter that actually does address that topic. But this one kind of covers just the practical aspects of it, the physical aspects of it rather, not the practical, I meant the physical aspect of it. So in a nutshell, that's the book. People love this book, and I'm sure 100% you're gonna love it too. It's really, and I'm not saying this lightly, it's really gonna change your life. Just go to ahappypocket.com and see all the testimonials from people. If you sign up for our newsletter, you'll get a free sample download, just so you can get a taste and an idea of what this book about. But to be honest with you, and I'm not saying this because I wrote it, I have written many other books, and this one people just go bananas about. So please do get your hands on it. My aim is to get this message. I would like this attitude to be shared all over the world, because it's such a positive attitude. If you're going to see life as great and benevolent and good, and yourself as an amazing being, if we could all see ourselves as that, then this world would really be a better place. And that's my mission. So I hope you do. Bye. Thank you so much. Bye.